I got a Bryant shirt on today. I got my protein shake. Like, we're talking about my favorite thing. I'm excited. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Lily, and I'm a student at Bryant University. I mainly post college-related content with some lifestyle stuff thrown in there. So if that's what you're into, be sure to subscribe and stick around because, you know, I'm gonna be posting a lot of that stuff. So for today's video, I'm doing a very requested sort of like freshman year of college Q&A type deal. So if you aren't following me on Instagram, you should definitely go do that. My Instagram's linked down below. I'm just Lily Swain on Instagram. But I obviously have Bryant.tri in my bio. Actually, no, I don't. But it definitely says Bryant in my bio. So I have been getting a lot of people following me that have Bryant.24 in their bio, which, like, Bryant class 24. Welcome. I'm really excited for you. I obviously am CEO of Loving Bryant. So I am really excited to see where you guys take your experience. But anyway, I've been getting a lot of DMs from them and people have just been asking me a bunch of sort of like college related questions, and I have a lot of friends from home that are also going to be freshmen in college in the fall, and I don't know, I just thought that it'd be easier if I just made a video. So that's what this video is going to be. A lot of these questions were Bryant specific because Bryant students were specifically asking them, but not all of them are. A lot of them are generalized as well that can just apply to freshmen in general. So if you're a college freshman and want some advice, I'm going to be giving my input. I don't really know if I'm qualified for this, but like I just lived college freshman year, so yeah. So without further ado, let's just get on to the questions. So I sort of went through all the questions because I honestly got an overwhelming amount. I didn't think that if I posted on my story I was gonna get this many, but I got a lot. So I was able to organize them into a few different categories. So I'm gonna do it by category, and I'll put the timestamps down below if you're like looking for a specific topic. So first I'm going to start with just general questions I got like about Bryant. So the first question is, what is the overall vibe on campus? I would say the overall vibe, that's like kind of hard to like put into an answer, but I just say it's like very like homey, small town type feel. I'm sort of used to like small town, like I'm literally from a small hick town. I'm not from the city whatsoever. I kind of think it feels very homey. It's like a closed private campus too, so like there aren't just like random people walking around. Like everyone on that campus is like a part of the campus, and I don't know, it's just very friendly. You walk around, everyone's sort of like doing their thing. If you're on tour though, like people will say hi to you. That was something I noticed. I would just say, like, adding on to like homey, it's just like it's very like friendly. I feel like I've never really encountered any like shitty people, and like I've definitely come close, like there but like overall, like I feel like there aren't that many like scummy, gross people that I'm like, why? Like I feel like overall everyone's decent. Oh my god, how could I forget? Listeners, if you're watching this, my friends from school, the manners on the guys. Like a guy will hold the door for you, and just girls in general too will also hold doors for you, but like that's something we always say, is that like it doesn't matter how far behind you are someone will hold the door for you. And it's just so funny. We're always like, huh, people hold the door. I don't know, people are just friendly and like polite, and I just think the vibe is very like welcoming and friendly. I don't think it's scary. Next question is, what is your fave and least fave thing about Bryant? I have a lot of favorite things about Bryant, obviously, because I love it. Okay, I'd say one of my favorite things is the fact that it's such a small school and students live on campus all 4 years. I think that's really special because like a lot of like bigger universities, or even just like universities in general or colleges, whatever, like you only live on campus like your freshman and sophomore year, and then once you're a junior and senior, it's like common to like go off and get your own house or like apartment type deal or like whatever. But at Bryant, it's like freshman housing, sophomore and junior housing, and then seniors live in townhouses that are on the campus. So I don't know, I just think it's special because like with everyone living on the same campus, it's just like everyone's together, and I really like that. Probably my least favorite thing about Bryant would be the location, I guess. Again, I grew up in a small hick town where like the closest like store, like a Target or a Walmart, is like 15 to 20 minutes away from me. The closest Dunks is like 10 minutes away from me. Like nothing is around me, whereas like some people are used to literally like leaving their house, going down the street, and they have the world right there. But I'm not used to that, so like it didn't really bother me that much. But like Bryant is in Smithfield, Rhode Island, which like is pretty much equivalent to like my town in Connecticut. Like there's nothing there, it's so small and like whatever. But like to get to like the closest Target, I think it's like a 10-ish minute drive, which is kind of annoying when you don't have a car your freshman year. But it's really manageable. Like I obviously did it, lived, managed, it was fine. But that'd probably be like my least favorite thing, because like it's kind of annoying. But you are close to Prov, and you can take the bus to Prov or Uber. Like it's totally manageable. Next question, what do you wish you knew going into freshman year? Something I just wish that like I sort of realized faster was that like everyone there, freshman wise, is in the same boat you are. And it sort of like took me some time to like get that mentality in my head, because like I was just so like caught up and I was like worried about stupid things. But like in reality, like everyone's there is in the same boat. Like you're all new, all brand, like literally in a brand new environment, doing brand new things, living away from home for the first time. So everyone's in the same boat. So like I don't think you have to worry about like, oh, like I don't know how to use the printer. Like no one freaking knows how to use the printer. There are people that like when we were still on campus, like it was like the middle of second semester. Granted, we just changed our whole like printing thing, but like people were like, I don't know how to print. And I was like, honestly, same. Like I don't know either. And like it's just like stuff like that that like you don't have to be like embarrassed about. Like no one's had to like print like that before. No one's had to go to a dining hall and like swipe in like that before. I mean, like it's similar to like cafeteria style school lunch, but like also like not. Like it's not like how it was at my school. So I don't know, just everything's new. No one knows what's happening, so like don't get caught up in that like you stick out because you don't know what's happening. Like no one does. Last question for this sort of like overall thing is, what are things you should definitely do or join at Bryant? So I would say for Bryant specifically, and I'm sure like this also applies to other schools that have like student sort of like organizations that run things on campus, but take advantage of like the sort of like free events that are happening on campus, because it's a good way just to like get involved and like do things. Because I don't know, like even just like random days during the week, like they'd have like make your own stuffed animals and like spa nights with like all this fun stuff, and like we would always have food trucks with like free food, so like take advantage of that stuff. And it just also gives you something to do. Like you can go with your roommate and you guys can like go make a stuffed animal, or like you can go with like people from your floor and you guys can like go get food from the food truck. It's just like a way to like sort of do something and get involved, and you can like invite friends to do it with you. So I don't know, I would just say take advantage of that though. So the next category of questions is sort of living arrangements, I guess. First question, do you suggest finding a roommate online or going random? So this one I feel like is kind of depends on the situation. In my personal experience, I didn't go random, and my roommate situation kind of didn't work out the best, was not ideal, but that's also a very specific situation, a very whatever, I'm not gonna get into the details, but like that was a very specific situation. But I know people that went random and they are now best friends, and I know people that didn't go random and they are best friends with the roommate they chose, and I know people that went random and they didn't get along with their roommate at all. So I really feel like it's just like whatever. I think going random is safer, because if you and your roommate don't get along, it's not like you chose each other, so it's not like you can be mad at yourself for it. Like it's just like something that happened. Like sometimes people just can't live together, and that's just the way it is. I would say don't stress about finding someone to live with, and going random, there's nothing wrong with it. Next question, what are some dorm essentials in your experience? So I can make a whole separate video about like my dorm essentials if that's something that you want to see, but right off the top of my head, I can say stuff that I had that I really used, or stuff that I ended up purchasing because I didn't have, were my Brita filter. I use that all the time. Get a robe. It sounds weird. I'm not a robe person whatsoever, but especially in the winter, like when it got colder. Walking from the bathroom to my room in a towel was just like so aggravating, and then like sitting in my room in a towel was just like not the vibe. Like I just felt like if I put a robe on, I felt more comfortable like walking down the hall, or like just being in my room, like brushing my hair before I get dressed, because I brush my hair before I get dressed because I don't want my hair to get my clothes all soaked. Like I just felt more comfortable like being in a robe, and it was warmer too in the colder months. I don't know, it was weird. I never thought I would want one, but then sauced one and I use it all the time now. Definitely some sort of like storage, like bins of some sort. Bryant's difficult because Rhode Island has fire codes that you can't have extra furniture and stuff, so like you have to make sure you get like plastic storage bins instead of like a wooden shelf of some sort, because you can't have that, like that would break fire code. So yeah, I can make a separate video on like more dorm essentials if you want, but like those are just some things off the top of my head. Oh, the next question is best closet and room organization and storage. So again, I would just say storage bins, like those plastic like clear drawers that you could buy from Target, anywhere really. Definitely some sort of ottoman with storage. I think Bryant, you're technically not supposed to have an ottoman. I think that's considered like extra furniture. But I had one anyway and just hid it under my bed. I'll link mine down below, the one I had. It's from Dormify. Love this ottoman. It's in my closet now and I use it for shoes. But yeah, I kept shoes in there and it was great. And I used it to get into my bed because I'm short and I couldn't get into my bed. This one's kind of Bryant specific. Do you recommend being in a suite or a double? So at Bryant, there are two options. Well, that's not correct. There are 3 building options for freshmen. There's Barrington, which is, I believe, hall 16. I'm really bad with the numbers of the halls, so if that's wrong, I apologize. That is all suites, and I don't remember how many people live in a suite. I think 9 people live in a suite, because I think it's, I'm trying to think of my friend's suite. I think it's 4 doubles and a single, and their suite it was. I don't know if they're all the same. I did not live in Barrington. Quite honestly, the ghetto, if you follow me on TikTok, that building that was in the TikTok that I was like, the ghetto, like that was Barrington. That building's nasty. Not to hate, you live there. And then Warren, which is hall 14, and Bristol, which is hall 15, are doubles, triples, and quads. It's primarily doubles, I don't know, but sometimes like in the triple rooms, like you end up living as a double situation. Like, I don't know, like it sort of depends on like how people are spread out amongst the building. If whatever you request, I'm pretty sure that's what you're gonna get. I could be completely wrong on that, but I've never heard of anyone like being randomly placed. I lived in a double, and all my friends in my building obviously lived in doubles or triples, because I didn't live with the suites. But I do have a lot of friends that did live in suites and they really liked it. Some of them not so much. Here's how I see it. If you go random, being randomly put into a suite is a good thing and a bad thing, because on the plus side, you have like 8 built-in friends because you all live together. But it's very easy to cling to those 8 people, and especially in the beginning, like those people become the only people you hang out with. And then sort of like in the later months when people start like stop looking for friends, if that makes sense. That sounds dumb because you always are meeting new people, but like you'll see once you get there in the beginning, it's like people are just clinging on to each other. But you'll be like, oh shit, like I don't have many friends outside of my suite. Like I know that happened to a lot of people. Yeah, I do know a lot of people that were miserable in their suite situation. One of my friends even moved out of his previous suite to move to another suite. I lived in a double and I loved it. It was fine. And then I was friends with people in the suites. I will say though, and I don't know if I'm even supposed to say this, but if you are living in a suite, be aware that like Barrington is kind of like a big party place during the winter. And I feel like even maybe during the earlier months, a lot of pre-games happen there. But yeah, once it gets colder, not a lot of stuff is happening at the townhouses and stuff. So like people will just go to Barrington and like party in the suites. So if like you're trying to avoid that altogether, I would say Barrington's probably not the place for you. I don't know if that was a clear answer, but yeah. And then the last sort of like living arrangement question is, what is dorm life like? Are people always hanging out? At Bryant, each of the freshman dorms has a common room, but I would say Barrington, my building, I did not live in Barrington. Bristol, my building, was the only building that people were like hanging out in the common room. Like everyone was in there because it's brand new and it's huge. So like people from the other buildings would even come into this common room because it was brand new and it was really nice. Other than that, I feel like people mostly just hang out in each other's dorm rooms. Like it's pretty chill. So yeah, I would say people hang out in the dorms. Like I was always in my friends' rooms. I was really never anywhere else. I was always in someone else's room and it was a vibe. So the next category of questions sort of falls under time management. First question is, I know you do both dance team and Greek life. How do you balance that with schoolwork, and is it a lot to handle? That's a really good question. I actually get this question all the time. That's like the most common question that people DM me because they just like see my Instagram bio and they're like, how do you do all that? So in high school, I was really involved. Like I was going to school every day, kind of, that was the goal. But I went from growing up doing softball and dance, which were two very time-consuming things. I ended up dropping softball to stick with dance because I couldn't do both because they just conflicted with each other. Also, someone's vacuuming in my house, and if you can hear my vacuum, I'm so sorry. I was just so used to like going straight from school to like dancing all night. And then once I got to high school, I sort of switched over to my high school dance team because I outgrew my studio, which is not the vibe anymore. But then I got really involved in my high school, and so I did dance, I did theater, I did golf, and I did like a few clubs here and there, plus like socializing and stuff. So I don't know, like I was just used to like going like school to golf to musical rehearsal to dance. Like I was just so used to doing stuff back to back and like overworking myself and spreading myself very thin that like once I got to college, like I actually have more time. Like it was crazy. I actually found that I had a lot more time because like my classes weren't like 7:30 in the morning to 2:18. Like it wasn't like that. Like it was like I had like an hour in between classes that I could like do a bunch of homework and actually finish my homework for the night and just stuff like that. I think it's totally manageable. It's just like what you prioritize. At the end of the day, your academics do come first though. So like if you do find that you're like overwhelmed, the first things that are gonna go are gonna be like the extra things, but I personally think it's totally manageable. What advice would you give freshmen when it comes to academics? I would just say stay on top of it. Don't let yourself slide. Do not procrastinate assignments that you have a long time to do because oh my god. So Bryant is like CEO of group projects. Like they just love group projects and competitions. It's like such an interesting dynamic, but like I kind of like it. It's fun. It's a really good way to actually meet friends. But so you are gonna have to do group assignments, like that is inevitable. You're gonna be forced to work with a group of people and oftentimes you're randomly assigned. But I would just say some advice when it comes to that is do not be the person that doesn't do anything because that is the shittiest feeling in the world. Like I don't understand how anyone can coast through a group project like that and just like be like, and you guys not get a good grade and be like, oh, like it was kind of my fault. Like I just don't understand. For GFOB, you have to write like a 100+ page business plan. Like don't be the person that doesn't do anything. Like that person, if you're that person, like you are literally scum. Like you are scummy. Those are the type of people that so just like pull your weight, do your part, be responsible. The next category of questions is Greek life. I got a lot of like specific Greek life questions, so I thought I would just like make it its own thing. The first question is, do you recommend joining Greek life? Absolutely. I understand that it's not necessarily for everyone, but I do think that it's something that you don't know until you try. It was $7 to sign up to Rush this year, like, so I was like, why not? I literally decided like the day before the deadline to sign up and I just went with it. And obviously I joined a sorority, I'm in Tri Sigma. Yeah, I really think it's just something that like you don't know until you try. So like don't knock it till you try it and don't listen to like what anyone says about it really. Like it's all up for your own personal experience and like how you go through it. Like there were people that went through the Rush and like recruitment process and dropped and like didn't end up joining a sorority. And then there are people that now looking back are like, shit, like I should have rushed. I don't know why I didn't. So I would say rush and not join than to not rush and regret not doing it, if that makes sense. Next question, do you get bad vibes from any of the sororities, and are there any stigmas around them? I think there are definitely stigmas around some of the sororities, but honestly, I'm not even gonna get into them because I don't even really necessarily know them because I don't pay attention. Don't get caught up in them if you ever hear them. I honestly don't even know necessarily what they all are. I know they exist because I don't think any of them really give off bad vibes. Like, for me personally, when I went into the rushing process, like, I just kept an open mind and like went, because the first day you go to each like sorority and like talk to them. We only have 4 sororities on our campus. We have Tri Sigma, DZ, AOPI, and ASA. So the first day you go to all 4 of those, like, it's nothing. It's not like in the South where they have like literally a million freaking sororities. It's not like that. But you just meet them all and it's simple. So I kept an open mind the whole time, and I just like went and was like, okay, like, who did I connect the best with? And when I was like ranking and doing all that. So I recommend you do the same. I 100% do not listen to anyone else. Like, you're looking for your home, if that makes sense. So do not listen to anyone else. Do not go where your friends are going. Like, do what's best for you. That being said, I really don't think any of the sororities give off bad vibes. I don't think any of the stigmas around them are necessarily true or anything. So yeah, that's my advice on that. Lastly, are sororities really expensive? Do you think it's worth it? I don't know if I'm allowed to like say how much the dues are and stuff, so I'm not gonna like say the numbers. But in my opinion, I think it's completely affordable. Like down south, like even not even down south, like at URI, I know my friends paid like thousands of dollars for their sorority. At Bryant, it is not like that whatsoever. It's like a few hundred depending on the sorority. It's completely affordable in my opinion by comparison, and I think it's worth it because being a business school, because like it's not a business school but it's very business focused, there's a lot of guys there, like a lot of guys there, and it's kind of hard to meet girls in my opinion. I was lucky that I had dance team to sort of like help me meet some girls, but I know a lot of people that didn't really have that many close girlfriends, and then they joined their sorority and the sorority became their close friends. So it's a really good way to like meet people, and it's also fun because you meet upperclassmen and then have connections through them. So I don't know, I think it's completely worth it. I love it. I'm glad I joined. So the next category is food/fitness. I kind of like put them together because I got a few questions about it. So the first question about this is the food good? So this is Bryant specific, and Salmonson dining hall. So I have very mixed reviews about Salmo. That's our dining hall. We have one dining hall. Some nights Salmo pops off and they go for it and they have good food. Sometimes Salmo, not the move. They do have a lot of different options though. Like they have salad bars. They always have pasta, big pasta girl. They now have lemongrass kitchen, like Asian cuisine food. So they have like white rice and stuff like that. And like, if you know, you know, like that's my vibe. I love plain food. So I really like that. They have a stir fry station. They have sandwiches. They have wraps. Like the Salmonson omelet bar. If you know, you know. We also have an omelet bar, that's like the best thing in my opinion. They have that for breakfast/lunch. Love me an omelet bar. We have really good ice cream too. Honestly, the food is not that bad. I think it definitely gets old. Like it gets repetitive. Like there are some times that I'm like, the last thing I want to do is go to Salmo right now. And it's not for everyone, but I really don't think it's that bad. Like I think it's completely manageable. We also have a few other options on campus. Like there's Nick's Place. People just call it Nick's though. And you can do a meal swipe there now. And it's kind of like a fast food. Like there's burgers, chicken patty. Love a chicken patty. Chicken tendies. And stuff like that. You just get like fries or like chips and like a soft drink, you know, fun like that. And then now we have like a 4 for 4 thing where you can use a meal swipe to get like a sandwich, a drink, a dessert, and a bag of chips from, we have like the Scoop, we have, I literally don't remember what they're called, but like they're like little cafes. Actually, I don't think you could do that at the Scoop. I don't know. I honestly, it changes, so I don't freaking pay attention. You can do that as an option too. I don't really do that though because I'm too picky to buy like pre-made things. I have to make it myself. But yeah, it's honestly not that bad. You just have to get creative in my opinion. I don't know. The next question is, did you gain weight going into college? If not, how did you avoid it? So I actually lost like mad weight when I went to college. I know it was because I was dancing so much, because like I danced a lot in high school, obviously, but I was also eating so much because I lived in a house where my parents would buy me a lot of food. But once I got to college, I kind of like, I don't know, like I just didn't really buy a lot of snacks. I didn't have an abundance of snacks in my room, so it wasn't like I was snacking 24/7. Kept myself busy. I was always doing things, so I wasn't picking out on food all the time. And then I also just like generally like ate less, like smaller portions, and I was eating healthier because like I was just having a lot of salads, a lot of like omelets and stuff like that. But don't get me wrong, my diet also consists of plain pasta, and Sophia, our plain pasta and freaking salad with just chicken on it. Oh my god, we love our meals. We're so diverse. And like white rice and an egg roll. Oh my god, I miss Salma. What the frick? But oh my god, chicken tendies. I'm like in my feels right now. No. I would say the best thing to do to avoid it is just like to be conscious of what you're eating. Don't eat an entire bag of popcorners every single day because that's just not gonna be smart. And honestly, it's okay if you gain weight. That's part of it, honestly, too. Like, it's normal. But take care of yourself. Work out. Take advantage of the gym. Take advantage of the workout classes that they offer. At Bryant, they have workout classes. Go to them. They're fun. Yeah, I don't know. Just take care of yourself. Be conscious. But also, like, you don't have to obsess over it because it's, like, totally normal. Everyone gains weight. It's, like, how it is. I only lost weight because I've been thick my whole life. So, like, working out excessively, you know, did it to me. So the last category is social stuff. First question, what's the party scene like? Couldn't find anything on it for my life. Okay, here's the tea on Bryant parties. On-campus parties. My Bryant party experience. Sorry, mom and dad, if you're watching this, I'm not gonna lie, I went out every single weekend. There was not a weekend I stayed in. Here's the tea. So on campus, the vibe is very like work hard, play hard, if that makes sense. It's like all business Sunday through Thursday during the day, and then as soon as it hits Thursday night, it's like shit hits the fan and everyone's like, Wednesdays, there's Rentes, which is like a bar on campus, like people go to Rentes, people do that. And then Thursday, there's Finn's, which is a bar, like club type vibe that people go to. And then there's also like clubs and prov that people go to. So people will go out on Thursday nights. Yeah, but then Fridays and Saturdays on campus, there were parties at the townhouses. So this is where like it kind of like depends what you're involved in. At the beginning of the year, it's pretty much just like free for all, like it doesn't matter. And that's something that also is really nice about it. Like the frats and stuff don't care. Like it's not like a, are you in a sorority? Are you a freshman? Like it's not like that. Like they literally are just like, come in. For girls, I don't know how it is for guys. So you just go in, it's like a house party. I don't know, dumb, dancing. But yeah, that's like Fridays and Saturdays at the townhouses. And as the year progresses, it sort of like becomes a little bit more exclusive because parties will be like specific to whatever's going on. So like frats and sororities will have mixers, so they're like closed, so you can't just like go in, but then they'll like open at like midnight, so like you can go in at midnight. And then there are also like sports houses, like swim house had a lot of parties, hockey house had parties, football house had parties, soccer had parties, baseball had parties, like, you know, like they're all doing their thing. So it's just like a matter of like who you know at the townhouses, that is. Like me being on dance team, I knew a lot of people. But there's also suites, and like people will party in their suites and do their thing. For freshmen, like a lot of people will go to Barrington and like pregame there, but that's a dry hall. So actually, is it? It might not be. Technically you're not supposed to have stuff. So like basically it's definitely very like focus on your studies during the week, play around on the weekends, and it's like a really good dynamic. But yeah, it's not like, I think it's enough. I don't think it's by any means like lame. Like I don't think it's like weak and dumb, but like it's definitely not anything compared to like some of like the huge party schools. Like it's really not that intense, but there are parties and you will find parties if that's what you're looking for. But if you don't want to party, you don't have to party. It's that simple. So this is the last question, and it is it true that there are mostly guys on Bryant's campus? If so, how is that, if you know what I mean? So my class apparently like had like a pretty even ratio. I don't believe that though. I think that's a lie. There are mostly guys on campus. There are guys everywhere. It's like for perspective, my building was 1.5 floors of girls and 2.5 floors of boys. And most of the buildings are like that. All boys and then like 1.5 floors of girls. And it's just like, okay. You would think, it's like, it's still slim pickings. Like, how does that happen? Like, you would think it'd be so good for us. It's okay. It's what you make of it. Personally, be aware of that and do your thing. Do you. If you want to go crazy, go crazy. If you don't want to go crazy, don't. There's still plenty of girls that, yeah. So I realized a lot of my answers probably didn't make sense because I'm really bad at getting to the point. I just ramble on for hours about things. So sorry if that was confusing. That's it for this sort of like freshman advice Q&A. If you want me to do another one of these, if you still have questions, comment them down below. I can do another one, post on my Instagram. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're an incoming college freshman, comment down below where you're going because I'm nosy and I really like to know those things. And yeah, be sure to follow me on Instagram so you can take part in any of my other upcoming Q&As. And if you have any like specific college related videos you want to see, comment them down below. I'll do them because I like talking about college. As always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.